We're back with the whole
Hey,
team. Well, no, Birdie's not here. Birdie's not feeling good tonight. We keep passing this flu bug back and forth to each other.
Yeah.
What are you
You
talking
know,
about?
no
I'm
good.
Birdie.
No fun.
Birdie,
I'm
the bird.
I'm
Bird, bird, bird.
Bird
Bird
is
is
the
the
word.
word.
I'm Bird Dog.
No, Brian.
So
Stop.
anyway, we're almost back. Maybe next week we'll have a full crew. Who knows?
Right
See.
on.
Anyhow, we're back and we're going to talk about like Mexican, Hindu, South American legends. I love this topic. It's so rich with history and scary stuff, and yeah. So, Doc, this was kind of your
It,
idea.
it
So
was my
I'm gonna put you
idea.
on the spot.
Put me on blast. That's okay.
Blame you.
Today I have done a little bit of research on the duendes. Duende, as it's said in Spanish, it's a Mexican and North American folklore. The duendes are supernatural little beings. They're humanoid beings, close to elves or goblins, but they vary from region to region depending on where you're from. Because I have just preparing for this talk today, I was talking to my daughter, and she is living in her great grandmother's home, who came from Mexico. This was her home that she had bought. And we would always talk about the duendes that live in the walls in her house. And I had brought it up, and my daughter's like, "Oh no, we just heard him the other day. He was in between the wall of grandma's room and whatnot." So I mean, if yeah, they are alive and talked about up to this date. And again, from region to region, they are described differently, and what they do is different from region to region. So in Mexico, the duendes are like 1 to 3 feet tall. They are described of having like an old man face with a white beard and a childlike body. And then from some regions in the Yucatan, they describe them as having their feet on backwards, because they to confuse anybody that's tracking them. In the Yucatan, they're more considered of tricksters. And in Mexico, they are more considered like protectors or helpers of the house. It is in old Mexican folklore as well. And I'm pretty sure that this came about for the mothers that didn't like to give their children baths every single night and cut their nails and comb their hair, because there are some folklore where the duendes, which would keep the unkept children in the house. They would clip their toenails and cut their hair. And unfortunately, sometimes they were known to take an entire toe off. So it was more of a scare tactic to get the mother to make sure that the kids are being taken care of, to make sure that they're being bathed, and to be sure that their hair's being combed and stuff like that. So,
yeah, but they got 9 more toes, Doc.
Yeah, there's 9. There's 9 other ones.
9 more toes on each foot. They can spare a couple, right?
9 more on each.
It's fine.
So what if they lean to the right or lean to the left?
They could just name her Eileen, and we're good to go. So anyway, the behavior is their household spirits, and their name is derived from dueño de la casa, which means owner of the home. So if you do have a duende in your house, technically it is considered the owner of that house, and you have moved in and are living in their house. This is the thought process behind it, that you're just moving in. That's their house. Yes, ma'am.
Is that almost kind of like Harry Potter's Dobby?
Yes, as a matter of fact. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So They live inside bedroom walls, and even in my family, this is a well belief, and you could usually hear them. They are known to be obsessed with hygiene. A common legend warns that they will clip the toenails of unkept children, so picking off their toes.
Obsessed with hygiene. I kind of like this little dude.
Right?
You know, they're not like a creepy, dirty, foul-smelling. They're obsessed with hygiene. They can come in my house anytime, clip my toenails,
and clean
You're
up
right.
and
clean it up.
so they're
Take
known
out
as
the trash,
protectors.
dude.
They're known as protectors and guardians of the children and the animals. So they help people who are lost in the forest, depending on the region. Now, not all of them are the helpers, and not all of them will watch over your children and animals. The tricksters are known for hiding objects, moving household items, because this is also known in my family, because my daughter's like, they keep stealing my keys, and it has nothing to do that she's so forgetful and leaves them everywhere. I know it's not that, but and they're also for protection, to avoid their mischief. You are when you run into them or you feel that they're around, you are supposed to hide your thumbs, because when you hide your thumbs, they think that you are one of them. Apparently, they don't have thumbs; they just have digits.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they're similar to some of the cryptids in North America. Like in Guatemala, they are called aluxes. They are derived from the Mayan culture, and again, they're the same height. They're knee-high spirits, but from the Guatemalan culture and further south, the duendes protect the cornfields, the milpas. When we used to go visit Mexico as a child, we would go to the milpas, and they had scarecrows, and they would talk about them. They would talk about the duendes that would watch them, or the aluxas that would watch the fields, so that nobody would steal the corn. And they leave offerings around the fields, whether it be coins, whether it be shiny objects, whether it be like cans hanging from sticks, shiny stuff as offerings, because if you don't give offerings, they tend to tear your fields up. Yeah. Instead of protecting, they are mischievous and start, if they feel that they're not being
Respected.
or noticed or appreciated. The Belize or Central American duende is the Tata duende. And these Tata duendes are forest spirits, and these are the ones that are depicted with their feet backwards and no thumbs. And these are the ones that are known to lure people into the jungle and steal their thumbs or chop them off.
I'm just saying, it sounds like a Friday night to me when I was like younger.
Going in
Last time
the
we
forest
went
and maybe losing a thumb or two.
The
last time Jesse and I we went Bigfoot hunting, and we got shot at.
Oh Lord!
Yes, we did.
Wow.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Maybe that's what it was.
In our high school, all we did was, shouldn't even talk about it.
Come on, Doc, spill it.
Yeah, we would go driving out it was a different time then, though. But we would go drinking and driving out in the country, and I don't recommend that now, of course. But
of course not.
Yeah.
No.
But
I
back
thought I
then,
never done that when I was a teen. Yeah.
Back then, when the police pulled you over, they would just take your beer or drink it right
And
there
they
in
would
front
take
of
you
you.
home.
No,
they would take you home in our community. You know?
Some of them, they would take you home. They would steal our beer and make us drive home. And if we wrecked, we were going to tell our dad.
Oh
I
my
hope
God.
it wasn't like a Dumb and Dumber thing, like what you got in that beer. Ew.
Wow.
Anyway.
Yeah,
I there.
they would drink it in front of you, like, oh, next time get this kind, because we're gonna pull you over when we see you again. And I'm like,
Sipping on Grandpa's.
Yeah.
cough
So my
medicine.
mom, when I told my friends that when they would confiscate all the beer throughout the week, and then after shift on like Friday night or Saturday night, they'd go to the lake and have what they call choir practice.
yeah,
And that's when they were drinking all the beer, all the booze, they
all the confiscated beer.
Yeah, they kept it all and
Destruction of
Disposed of it.
evidence. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
yeah.
So in the northeastern United States and in Canada, the duendes are referred to as, and I'm going to chop it up, it's Pukwudgie.
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 A
Yep.
Pukwudgie. And those are
Oh,
found in Wampanoag and Delaware. Wampanoag.
I don't know
Wamp-
where that
I'm not
is.
the only
Found
one.
in
got nothing.
Wampanoag.
Well-
Close enough.
Oh,
It's close enough, Jesse.
I don't know. You know, there's a lot of these Native American names back east that I cannot pronounce 90% of them.
Yeah, and
Unless you're from there.
And it wouldn't surprise me that the Native American and the Mexican natives there believe in the same type of supernatural humanoid beings, because I mean, going back, we pretty much came out of the same areas, depending on what tribe and what part of the United States or Mexico or whatnot. So anyway, let's see. The ones in northeastern United States and Canada, these are small gray-skinned beings. I guess they would look like little gray aliens. Yeah.
That's wild.
Initially friendly, but they turn against humans and are now considered dangerous tricksters who
Sounds
can use
like
magic
Fae, right?
and disappear at will.
Yeah, because our fairies are not. They're not. We broke the like covenant we had with them years ago and decades ago, and now they're not necessarily good.
Well, if you look at today's society, I mean, it's today's society. I would kind of do the same thing if I was them. I mean, people nowadays are kind of crappy and
Yeah.
Not you fine folks, of course. But
No.
the rest
Oh,
of
no,
the
it's
human
okay.
beings.
Well, not our audience.
Not our viewers. No.
No, of course, not you fine folks. It's everyone else. No.
Every-
There are also the Manageshi. It's a Cree folklore that describes bulbous-headed tricksters with thin limbs who live in rivers, rapids, and often cause trouble for travelers. And I'm wondering if this would be anything like the baby folklore here at the Snake
the river bottoms, the Snake River. Yeah,
exactly.
interesting.
Exactly. So and there's another ones, the ones from Alaska. They are I'm going to chop it up. Urson rat, a Yippic folklore, which these are diminutive little people who live in the world parallel to ours, so in a different dimension, that lure hunters into the wilderness and cause them to lose track of time.
Wow.
Huh, that's interesting.
Wow.
I've never heard of that one.
That sounds like the
I
Fae.
like that concept.
What, Max?
That sounds like the Fae.
Kind
They
of,
make-
doesn't it?
They
Luring
make
you?
us lose track of time and direction. And
Yeah.
a lot of times folks that'll be out in the country around the Fae, if they are in the Fae's area, they sip on a fairy ring or in a fairy ring or something and they do damage without apologizing. They will actually turn those folks around, and sometimes those folks don't make it out.
Yeah.
I've heard of
wow.
that as well.
Yeah.
I'm kind of wondering if the Tommy knockers and like the mines are the same way. Aren't they considered like spirits or little people that lead the miners farther into
They're-
the cave?
They're not good. They're bad.
Right.
They're bad. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And they lead them astray. Yeah. And
Yeah.
miners die. If they hear the Tommy knockers, it's like, oh no,
You got to get out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
So the overall theme for all of these duendes, regardless of their names or what area they're from, the overall theme is respect. The creatures are not inherently evil, but have become very mischievous or evil towards humans because of the lack of respect for their territory and people destroying stuff and not leaving gifts to prevent their own harm. And this is exactly what Max was talking about right now. You destroy their habitat, and you don't leave an offering, you don't leave an apology, you don't leave something in return, and you tend to get on their bad side.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm going to talk about 10 different facts that they talked about is the origins in the Spanish and the indigenous folklore. Duende comes from the phrase owner of the house, reflecting the traditional role as house spirits. However, legends also intertwine with indigenous beliefs, incorporating elements of nature of spirits and guardian entities. And I'm guessing, depending on the region and who is describing the duendes or what they do in that area, would be whether they're guardian entities, natural spirits, whether they're like the Tommyknockers, that would be considered, I would assume, a natural evil spirit, maybe, or a malignant spirit.
Yeah, it's definitely malevolent. It's not a natural spirit. I don't think the Tommyknockers are. Would you consider them an elemental?
That's what I was going to say. They were elemental. Mm-hmm.
Do you think the Tommyknockers are an elemental?
I do.
Really? Okay. I would not have put them in that class. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Super.
How about the duendes altogether? Would you consider those elemental? Because I mean, most of them are in nature. Well, except the ones in the house.
Yeah, I don't know. See, to me, elementals are of the earth.
Of the earth and nature.
Yeah. So I don't.
I mean, I think the Tommyknockers to me are elemental because they're protecting a resource, or they're protecting. You got to think about it as, to me, mines are like the veins, like your main arteries of the earth, right? And so I always feel that that's what they are, is they're protecting, because they have no business going in the, deep in the mountains and stuff and getting all this rich stuff that we use every day. But, I think the little people, I don't know, it's kind of hard. It's like, what do we consider, Bigfoot?
Yeah, I don't think it's an elemental. I don't know. I have a hard time with this. Like, maybe I haven't thought enough about what categories we put all this stuff into.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
The appearances vary across regions, from backward feet to looking like little old men with white beards and red clothing, which they kind of describes the little what are they, the people that put them in the front yards during the
gnomes, the garden gnomes?
They describe them as garden gnomes, the little men with white beards dressed with big red hats. And these are considered duendes as well. They are from protectors to tricksters, depending on the region, depending who's describing them, whether they're household protectors or from the indigenous traditions. They shifted, they said, during the Spanish colonization.
Colonization?
That's the one. That's the one I was looking for.
That's good. Good job.
Merging with European goblin folklore. So I'm assuming with more American roots coming in and talking to the indigenous people, they kind of mixed the goblin folklore with the duende folklore and the native folklore. So they can be ambiguous, they can be helpful, or malevolent. That's the other one that's not coming out today.
Bad. It's bad.
They're looking. They can be either guardians or they can be evil. They can be pranksters or they can be helpful. And they're also described with shape-shifting characteristics. That in some cultures they say that they shapeshift as well. They can
Interesting.
transform appearances to evade detection. So
Cool.
most of them are connected to forests, rivers, mountains, and they punish the people who disrespect nature. They have
Well,
a
I like that.
fascination.
I mean, but everybody's got a different opinion on what disrespecting nature is, because I'm involved in mining. I don't think mining is bad. So, you know what I'm saying?
Depending on I guess depending on who we're
Everybody's
talking.
viewpoint. Yeah.
Yeah. So they have a fascination with children. The duendes are particularly drawn to children. Some people say that they teach children music to some of the gifted children. And while others say that they are lured away from the home and their thumbs are cut off. So depending on who's describing them. The backward foot is described also for trickery. Colonial influence, Spanish colonizers reshaped these indigenous beliefs, blending them with European folklore to create the multifaceted duende. So these are adaptable, embodying survival and cultural traditions after colonization and the change of the surrounding areas. So that's how they gone from being outdoors in nature to inside homes. Artistic and cultural impact, the culture, Hispanics, and they've been put in literature, artwork, modern media throughout Latin America. And let's see, there's also tales of redemption. Certain stories depict El Duende evolving from a trickster to a benevolent figure, highlighting its complex morality.
Complex morality.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
And then at the end of it, it's just an enigmatic figure. Yeah. And its legends evolved with each generation, depending on each generation's description of it. Yeah.
I'm sure some grad student somewhere has made a study of all of these different cultures and all of their different myths and legends and tried to figure out how they got shared. I mean, somebody has to have done that, right?
I've got a list of all the different sources where they got them from. So they come from the University of Mexico. They come from Mesoamerica. They are Latin America. Guillermo.
I know, but like the what I'm talking about, Doc, sorry to interrupt, is like the Duendes are very close to the Fae. And did that legend get shared somewhere along the way when they were trading and ships and whatnot? And so one culture adopted the legend to theirs, but just changed it up a little bit to suit
massaged
their
culture. Their area.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure somebody's done this study, right? Like some grad student somewhere has done this, because I would love to read that, like where they think they've traced everything back to.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be interesting because, it's like I said, it's interesting. We've spoken a lot about storytellers, and this is how this stuff has got passed down from generation to generation. And I just wonder, like you were talking about, Colleen, I just wonder if these guys were trading, they're talking back and forth and whatever, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, did I ever tell you this story? No.
Yeah.
So they told this story, but they massaged it to where, your kid's not wanting to take a bath. Well, what you're going to have to do is tell them this story about the duende, right? Look, my buddy from Italy told me, or my buddy from wherever told me this thing about the Fae, but we're going to swap it to be the duende, and you never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like we were, Jesse, I don't know, what was the name of the doc that Scottish one we did last week, the scarecrows, and they call it a certain name. They're Scottish scarecrows, but we have the same. So I assume our scarecrows came from their scarecrows because their scarecrows are probably older than ours.
Oh,
But they use those
true.
scarecrows, right, to scare the kids to keep them in bed and to keep them in line. They'll put straw under their
Wow.
pillows and tell them that those scarecrows visited them,
Really?
and they'll
Oh my gosh.
and they'll take care of the bad behaviors. Yeah.
See, my kids would have waited up.
Waiting for
My
him.
boys would have waited up to check that
The
guy
Terry
out.
Bogle or Patty Bogle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. It's just so interesting to me how it's all. But our scarecrows don't seem to be as terrifying, right? I
Mhm.
mean, as those. So,
No.
I don't
Jesse,
know,
what were you looking at?
I've seen some movies, some scarecrow movies where
Oh, yeah,
they're pretty terrifying.
they are. I want to make a just really righteous one this year
Oh
and
yeah.
scare my neighbors.
That'd be a good idea.
Yeah.
You can hang me on there. I'm scary enough.
Oh, no.
I'd be
There
like,
we go.
I know. Here we are. This is fine. Hence my name. A little
You're so
extra.
skinny.
La mujer.
Louise.
Yeah.
All right, Jesse,
I
what
could've
did
put,
you
like,
got? What you
alpaca
got
or
going?
something. I love hearing about the history, the Hispanic culture, and of course, me being a practicing witch as well. I'm also very interested in La Llorona. I can't say it. I try. La Llorona. Is that how
La
you say
Llorona.
it?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we're winning here today. So long before this legend has arrived in, of course, in the Spaniard and all the way down through Mexico, South America. Of course, they call her differently. I think it just depends on what region you're coming, but it's really all the same, right? It's one of the strongest connections to the ancient land, like the Aztecs and the Incas as well. They talk about being a woman who cries after her children, as according to legend. One of the things is she was, according to Aztec, that she was associated with motherhood, childbirth, and war. She's described as a woman who is wailing at night. She's mourning for her children because, so many stories like she killed them and she drowned them or they were taken. It just depends on what legend you want to indulge in, if that makes sense. She's said to wander near lakes and canals. Her cries are, considered an omen of disaster. There can be a handful of times that, especially when there was that huge earthquake that hit Mexico City, there was a lot of people, especially the elders, that were saying they heard her crying before this happened. I found that pretty interesting. And according to shortly after the 1500s is what this legend came from. I'm going to probably slander this name, so I'm not going to feel so bad, but they call it the fall of Tenochtitlan. So it's spelled Tenochtitlan. So maybe, Doc, you can help me a little bit. Yes. And they documented that's when they first heard her crying. And it is translated into English like, "Oh, my children, where shall I take you?" basically is what they are saying. Many believed, of course, this was a warning of the Spanish conquest coming. So we know about the Spanish conquest. They came in and pretty much conquered everything, as well as searching for gold, right?
I know that whenever we would go visit Mexico when I was a child, we would go into the backcountry to where my dad's people were. And it was a side of a mountain. There was no, as much as I remember, there's no electricity. There was no running water. There was a river next to it. And the buildings or the mud huts, it was more wood and mud. Had no doors or anything like that. It was just like blankets or sheets, or not even blankets or sheets. I don't know what the material was, but it was, makeshift doors and whatnot.
Yeah.
And they would talk about, not to let the kids go near the river at night because of the Llorona would come. And and it was a stern warning that, we are not to go outside of the house at night because of that. Whether that was the truth that, that they had seen her out there, but there was a lot of superstition. There was a lot of rules made so that the kids didn't leave the buildings at night to go towards over there because of not only her, but there was and I remember this, the headless horseman that they would talk about that would come.
Yeah.
There was a guy that would come by on a horse at night and he would kill people and he didn't have a head. And then the one that I laughed at as a child, and it was, there was a locomotive that would come through at night. And I'm like, they don't even have electricity. How are they going to get a locomotive to come through here? But it was, yeah, we would clown so bad. It was just horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
interrupt. No, you're fine, because it's interesting to hear like your stories and, because there's so many stories out there. I don't know if you were also told not to go outside, obviously, at night, but according to some of the legends, if you hear her crying and you're inside your house, do not answer. It's kind of like don't whistle in the dark for Native Americans. Like, you don't whistle.
You don't look outside, because if she sees you, it would draw her over. Yeah.
Mm.
A lot of she became oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, that you said that, and now I know where it came from, where I live out here.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of Native American friends out here who tell me they always make sure their curtains are closed. They don't look outside the window at night. Now I know where it's coming from. I couldn't figure out where it was coming from because they wouldn't tell me. All right.
Yeah.
You can't let them see. If you see them, they're drawn to you, and they will come to your home and come inside. It is a welcoming. That's why the kids are not allowed near windows or makeshift doors or whatever.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jesse. Sorry.
Oh no, it's good. It's just it's just crazy how different cultures have almost the same meaning, or if not the same meaning, but a little bit more twisted, of how they want to talk about that in their culture, if that makes sense.
You want to know another one? Go to a true Hispanics home, somebody who's been in the United States maybe one generation, maybe two generations, and it will still be in effect, where they put a lot of the times really thick coverings on the windows so that nobody can see out and nobody can see in. If they don't put cardboard on the window and then hang something over it, this is where this is coming from. Depending on the home, I have been in homes where at night they even cover the mirrors. They'll put a sheet over the mirror because you are leaving your house open for whoever to come in.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I mean, a lot of also like Spanish Catholic influences have influenced the the myth of her. They talk about how she, what was her original, like, why is she all the time crying, right? And we know it was their children, but they also talk about how it was like she was abandoned by a Spanish lover, or she was driven by grief and shame and a betrayal from her village, or a betrayal from her lover, and then who left and went to fight some kind of war. There's also a lot of versions of what she could do. If you ever came across her, obviously she would definitely try to drown you if you're in or next to the river. She's also known to some religions to lure men into the river, and kind of like a succubus, if you want to call it, like she's trying to lure them and kill them as well. a lot of the reflection of colonial, as well as like they talk about what does this mean, and even in our times, a lot of it is like when the Catholics nothing against Catholic. I was also raised a little Catholic when I was younger, but a lot of it too was, is this really a control of the church, like to scare younger generation, like don't go out there and you must pray all the time. I know I have good friends who are very from from Mexico, and religion is huge in their life. And it's just not a good thing. You don't even like to say her name. A lot of people, like, there's bad, it draws her in. It's interesting how you were saying, Doc, like you don't want to even talk about certain things in the house because it invites them in. So there's a lot of changes in her. There's so many stories. I couldn't nail down one, but clearly she's still even very, very influenced today, even in Spanish and Mexican culture.
Even in the younger generations, we still hear it. Even from the kids in grade school, still talking about La Llorona and hearing her at night crying mis hijos and whatnot.
Mis hijos.
Yeah. You're from California,
Exactly. Exactly.
And a lot of times people also question, if she is a victim or a monster. Of course, we all know the movie that came out in early 2000, like 2022. I watched that as well, and I felt bad for her in a way because
I didn't see it.
La Llorona. They
I
have
didn't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a horror flick movie, but yeah, and she's also used in Edad de los Muertos. They talk about her. Yeah, see, I try.
No, you did good. You did better than I did with English.
Everybody's got to have a goal. Everybody's got to have a goal.
A goal.
I like to be able to roll my R's. I can't do it. It just doesn't work.
I can roll my R's. It's some days I lose all my Spanish and English, and I'm like, well, I don't know any other languages, but all of them get stuck.
That's awesome.
Right. I try. But yeah, so there was a lot of stories I read, and she's a very interesting character, per se the least. And there's a lot of people that also don't like witches down in Mexico and all that. There is actually some villages still deep in Mexico that believe in killing anybody who is a witch. So it's huge, and it's still even today people.
And that's what I was describing, where we would go. In my dad's village back, and I say village because that's exactly what it was. I mean, I think back and I look back now, and it was more indigenous than anything I've ever been in. I mean, nobody would, I remember we would gather a bunch of clothes and shoes to take over there, and it was really interesting. All the kids would come up running to the car because we'd be handing out old shoes and old clothes, and they'd be all barefoot and whatnot. And it was a different thing, because coming from here, having even though we were poor, thinking, man, we're the richest people we know here. So it was different.
Yeah.
So Oh, you still have more to go, Jesse?
Oh no, I'm done. Well,
I wondered what Mad Max said. He did some research, or did you?
So I actually kind of stayed. I did some research on something else, but I found something that's going to stay more of these lines. And as soon as I say it, Dave's going to shake his head. It's La Cucuy.
El cucuy.
The kukui.
Yeah.
And the kukui is something that's also South American, Latin American, and Spain. It's a cautionary tale about the boogeyman.
Yeah.
And
I've never
it
heard
was
of these things, guys.
you've never heard of la kukui?
No,
Oh my,
Yeah.
la kukui, la llorona,
Yeah.
chupacabra.
I've
Yeah.
heard of La Llorona, Chupacabra,
The chupacabra.
I see.
but
So anyway, the kukui is or coco. That's the boogeyman. And if kids were misbehaving, again, and if you've noticed that the three stories that we've just talked about are to scare the heck out of kids.
Yeah.
yeah,
Keep kids
Get them in
kids
line.
in line, right? So a kukui is depicted as a shapeshifter who snatches disobedient kids. It's a
Mhm.
cultural boogeyman figure across Latin America and Spain. It's a cautionary tale of irrational fears. It's so what would happen is they'd snatch these kids up, and he carried a bag. So and the bag, the reason he carried the bag was to put kids in that bag when he was taking them away. Now I can imagine I didn't hear these stories until I was much older, but I can imagine a bunch of kids at a sleepover at Doc's house, and they're talking about la cacuya, la llorona, and
Yeah.
these kids, they're so scared
Almost
they're
like
crying.
Krampus.
And I was about to say that there is a big German influence in Mexico, and I'm
Yeah.
wondering if Krampus was brought from Germany to Mexico, because Krampus carries a bag. Krampus goes after the
Bad people.
disobedient children, the bad
Disobedient
kids.
children.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if there's a correlation there. I mean, most of your cumbias from Mexico are derived from German music with the accordion and everything else. So
Oh wow.
Well, you know, it's
I can
funny
do
that
that.
you say that because they talked about the evolution of European boogeyman.
Mhm.
So European, see, so again, we talked about not only these, people massaging stories to scare the heck out of their children, but the other part is how did those stories get swapped over, right?
Yeah.
How did a German tale make it to Latin America in the 1700s?
yeah,
That was all that trade stuff. These guys telling the stories. We've talked about a million times about the storytellers. And this is how a lot of this stuff has made it down to friggin' where we're at, is because somebody's abuela or tío, right? They're all, they're sent back there and they're telling these stories.
yeah.
And oh, mijo, no, don't look out the window, mijo. No, because la chupacabra will come and get you.
Yeah.
And
And
don't disobey.
It's just the Theos in the front yard drinking tequila.
Just do that. That's
Being
all
on
you
the palm
need.
tree. But
Just need that tequila. We're good.
but again, that's the way things. We're moving, and hopefully we're going to continue moving into that, where these stories that we tell our children and children's children, and just a bunch of every. I hope that continues going.
Yeah.
As far as what I see, even right now, my grandchildren in California are learning about the duendes in the wall, and they all Mexican children know who the cucuy is, because if you don't get in bed by 8 o'clock, the cucuy's gonna come get
The
you.
cucuy will be here.
Oh, you
Don't
didn't
open
brush
the
your
windows
teeth?
because La
Oh,
Llorona
okay,
is
the
outside.
cucuy's definitely gonna get you now.
I
Exactly.
love it. I love it.
And they would say that not only is he a shapeshifter and he kidnaps these kids who's got teeth and fangs, and I can't imagine what this poor guy looks like, but they would say that he kidnaps children and eats them.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that's why those children never come back. Oh, mijo, you remember Abuelita's little boy, and he never came back because of the cacuy got him.
No, I don't
And,
remember him because they got him.
That's right. I remember him, but I was like 5. But they
He was like 5. I don't know what happened
they
to him.
talk about him looking He's furry, he's red-eyed, and he's a shapeshifter. That whatever your worst fears are, that's what the kakui looks like.
Yeah.
So if your worst fear is the stiff press marshmallow guy, then that's what dude's gonna look like. Am I right?
Yeah.
What's the scariest thing you can think of? The stiff press marshmallow guy.
Yeah, yeah. Or Slimer.
But
Yeah, Ghostbusters.
exactly.
Never hurt us.
Yeah. He's known to hide in closets, under beds, and that's when he would listen for disobedient children and snatches them up. Now, I couldn't find if the kids were being good. I could not find if he just like, he's gonna bone out at 2-3 o'clock in the morning, right? I couldn't find that part about it. But I can't number one, there's still things that live underneath my bed. I don't play that game. I do
That's
not
why I
play
don't
that
sleep
game.
with my feet outside the blanket
Nope.
because
My
I'm
feet are
afraid
always hanging off
somebody's-
the edge of the bed.
Oh
I-
no,
Oh,
no.
no. Oh no,
I am
no,
too.
that's just
I'm
like
half on,
no.
half off, and
Mm-mm.
yeah.
no.
Nope.
But yeah, and that's again, that's where this stuff comes from.
Yeah.
And whether you're told a story or somebody just makes stuff up on the fly or whatever it is, that stuff gets so deep seated, and then you turn into a weirdo like us that are telling these stories, and I don't know, because I know Kenny's here, I know Packy's here, but it's funny is these are the best stories to know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These are,
Oh yeah.
and nobody knows unless you're hanging out with like Tovar or somebody. You know what? Nobody else knows what a kakui is. So you can put all kinds of stuff in there.
Oh yeah.
You
can make
He
all
drives
kinds
up
of
in a
stuff.
locomotive and he's got smoke coming out.
Yeah.
But yeah. So like I said, the kakui is pretty interesting.
You forgot the kukui also has one hoof and one chicken foot.
That's right.
Oh.
Is that where
right.
chicken wings came from?
No, chicken feet.
What does that have to do with the chicken foot?
He has one chicken foot and one
That's pretty random.
either horse or cow hoof.
All right,
Oh,
somebody draw
wow.
this thing.
But again, that's also how
Right.
they describe the devil. But again, the devil is also characterized as the kukui
Right.
in different folklore in different places, because there's so many stories. And I seen one just the other day on YouTube where a lady and again, being disobedient, she wasn't supposed to go to the dance and she disobeyed her parents and she went to the dance anyway, and she was dancing with the most handsome guy in the dance, all dressed in black. And when they were out there dancing, she noticed he had one hoof and one chicken foot. And when she pointed it out, he went up in flames and disappeared, and she never made it home.
It almost sounds like the deer
Oh.
lady. Our Native American culture talks about the deer lady.
Ah.
That she has the hooves of, very beautiful woman, and she'll hitchhike on the side of the road. And if a young man picks her up, then she'd kill him if he had ill intentions towards her or anything. Of course, there's many stories about it, but yeah.
Yeah. So, and like I said, so just to take a step backwards, they've talked about England, the sack carrying, el hombre del saco, or the Slavic is the Baba Yaga, which means the same thing.
The boogeyman.
The Baba Yaga.
Yeah.
So, es todo para mí, es no más.
Muchas gracias.
Es por nada.
No bueno.
Hermano. Jessica, no tengo tiempo para ti.
No bueno. Pequito.
Así.
So,
Lo siento.
that I was going to get into Indian, like Hindu, some beliefs that they had, and there's a, man, I don't even know how to say this, Tekumiavi, and they were a tiger type creature. It's
With
really
many
ferocious.
arms.
looking. Huh?
With many arms.
Did it have many arms?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm like, where does it say that?
Oh,
You're messing with me, Jess.
Attacker with many arms.
So these were popular amongst the Angami tribe in Nagaland. Man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It
Nagas,
says, huh?
Nagas wear tigers?
No, the Tekumiavi. And they were well, they call them were tigers. They do call them were tigers. They don't transform from human to animal. They take the soul of the human, shifts to a tiger's body. And so
it's not all bad. It could be a turkey.
No. Yeah, I know, right? I can't see it, Doc. It's just going.
It's not picking it up.
Nope.
It's not doing it.
Nope.
It's awesome looking though.
It is awesome. It's really ferocious, and it says that I guess it's the human body. And I don't know. I'm assuming this is at death. That there's a period of time when the human body is soulless, and the soul behaves like a tiger, and it transforms itself into this thing. And I think that's a really cool legend, actually, because then you're into this powerful beast, and you can, I don't know, that's pretty cool. But yeah, so I don't even know where's Nagaland, because that's where it is. Is
that Tigerland?
No.
The Tiger King, there, with him. Yeah, no, it's anyway, I thought that was pretty cool.
Damn it, Carol Baskin.
Oh. She got away with it. I know it. And then there's the Pinchy monster out of Bengali folklore, and it's an owl. It is an owl, and it says it doesn't behave like an owl though. It preys on forest dwellers, and especially people who are foolish and wander off alone. So kind of like Fox legend, who is preying upon people and taking their thumbs. This takes people, and it actually will drain their blood.
Oh,
yeah. Wow. So it takes people down, drains their blood. They don't know if the victim may or may not turn into one of these after being bitten by this owl.
I mean,
pretty cool. I've never heard of some of these. And then there's the Nalba. It's an urban legend that was based in, why can't these names be easy?
All right.
Karnataka, and it demands words like Nalba, which means come tomorrow, be painted on the outside of houses to ward off witches.
Huh.
So
or Taco Bell.
Yeah, well, and that it would knock this thing, whatever this thing is that makes people do this, will knock on doors at night, and if somebody opens the door, it will murder them.
Kind of sounds like the Passover.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. So anyway, and then there's another one called the Nishi, and it's let's see, let me look at this one. I haven't read this one yet, but it lures victims into a well where it kills them. So you got to wonder what was that movie? There was a movie about there had a well.
The Ring.
The Ring. Yeah. So that could be where this comes from. So this thing comes out like a shadowy creature and lures people into the well where it takes their soul.
Oh.
And it's like between a ghost and a witch and a monster. I mean, it's described as kind of all of the above.
Wow.
It's a whole different game for making a wish.
Mhm.
Yeah, you don't throw a penny in it.
No.
I just think it's interesting though that most of these legends have the same: do what you're told, go to bed on time, get indoors when it's dark, obey the commands that you're given,
Right?
don't wander off by yourself. All of them, and they're
Hard
ancient.
shit.
They're ancient legends, right?
That's what Mud Lover tells me every day.
What?
Not hard.
Get
Control.
home,
Right?
do your homework. Come on, Mac.
That's right.
Exactly.
Homework's coming up.
Yeah. So I think it's pretty interesting because if these are ancient, then that means all of these parents for all of these years have had the same problems.
That means kids been bad forever.
Ever.
Yeah. We needed something to keep those little bastards in place all of this time. It's like, come on now.
We need
But
a little help from our friends.
I'm starting to realize why I know all of them already, because I've been told about all of them.
I know.
Badass growing up or something.
They're not frozen.
Oh, wow.
Guess what? We're not frozen.
What happened?
You're not frozen.
What do you got going?
You're
Are
not.
they
You're not
frozen for
frozen.
everybody?
No.
Are we
Well-
not in time?
I don't know.
Are we?
We're
Is this a time loop?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Well,
You're not frozen on our end.
You
You guys
were.
were.
Huh? We're not frozen. Now they're frozen.
Yeah, now they're frozen.
They're in a time warp.
Yeah.
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 Just
So,
Ta-da.
Hi.
ta-da. No, you're not back yet.
Me and Mud
Look
Lover
at
just
the,
talking fluff.
I
So
know
we're
you're
keeping the time
frozen
going.
though. You're frozen,
They
but we
probably
can
are,
hear
We can
you.
hear you. You're still
Because we're
frozen, though.
for them.
Oh,
We're
okay.
not frozen.
You are for us.
well, be careful. The chicken foot will come get you.
No.
And if you're in Utah, that has everything to do with it. You know what
That's
I'm
true.
saying?
You
Just
know what?
saying.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Let them come get us.
Wow.
Idaho, if
Okay.
y'all not, if you
Yeah.
watch this and you're not from Idaho, or you don't understand the relationship we have with Utah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
We
1%
love our Utah.
alcohol.
Huh?
No, we
1% alcohol versus
No, not
our
anymore.
5.
Not anymore.
Oh,
They
no.
sell pure alcohol down there now, but they still can't buy a lottery ticket. But they have
Oh.
medical marijuana, and we'll never get there. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the difference. How can Utah have that and Idaho still doesn't? It's like, what is happening?
Right.
What world do we live in? Right?
I know.
don't even know.
And I've talked about this before. In my background and in Doc's background, I have fought more guys that were drunk
Uh-huh.
than I have that have been smoking dope.
Most of the guys smoking dope are just so mellow.
They're chill. Hey, can I get a sandwich?
They're at home
Yeah,
eating
no, give them
cookies.
some
They don't
Cheetos.
got time to go get in the fight.
That's right.
They're,
They're like, I'm
they're
too
looking for
tired.
frozen burritos.
I need a snack.
Yeah. Microwaving pizzas and forming a band.
It's like a guy Spicoli,
hey,
you know.
I had a question.
Holy, I love them.
Doc, that came out really natural. It's natural. I was like, dude, we need a band.
Right? Yeah. Nobody knows
Yeah.
how to play music. Nobody knows how to sing, but we'll look so cool.
That's right.
Anyway, guys,
All
thanks
right.
for joining us tonight. We had a good time, and I'm glad Jesse's back, and Mad Max
Yeah.
and Mud Lover joined us from their travels. And Doc, we love it when you're on the show.
Heck yeah.
So hopefully next week the band will be here, and
Next
Three
year.
Birdie will be here. So anyway,
Be careful with
we
the
love you guys.
kukui out there.
I like,
That's
okay.
right.
Yeah.
La Dorma.
And you kids mind.
Yeah.
You kids mind why we didn't. I mean, I'm just saying. Anyway, okay. Love everybody.
Cover your
Talk to
feet.
you later.
Cover your feet when you sleep.
Bye.
Deuces.
Peace.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.